I wanna break down the lead attorney's reaction to Fresh and Fit. And I think that it's important for us to break down what the lead attorney was saying about Fresh and Fit, because I think that he was very much in the crosshairs, not as much maybe as Abba and Preach, but he was very much in the crosshairs of Fresh and Fit, and he was one of the content creators that was affected by um, the copyright strikes that they had sent out to all of the content creators. See, it's one thing to send it out to one person in particular, or if somebody is using your stuff without authorization, or because you don't understand the copyright system. But it's another thing to send it out to everybody that you don't like just because you don't like them. It was a bad move. It was a bad move. But before we go into the lead attorney's perspective and his video of what happened with Fresh and Fit, I'm going to give you the real reason why Fresh and Fit got demonetized. The real reason why Fresh and Fit got demonetized. They got demonetized, and a lot of what I hear the commentary across the internet is, I hear everybody talking about the hoodies that they wore or the hoods that they wore on different live streams. I hear people talking about the copyright strikes that they sent out. I hear people talking about the beef that they was in with Abba and Preach. I hear a lot of different things. Honestly, I hear a lot of things that people say about the things that they did wrong. And all of them are valid. And we truly don't really know why they got their platform demonetized. But I'll tell you this. The main reason that they got demonetized is because they started beefing with other people. The main reason why Fresh and Fit is now in the crosshairs of YouTube and trying to get the monetization back is because they engaged in beef and they did not stay focused on the thing that they were supposed to be focusing on, which is creating good content. When they start immersing themselves and going back and forth with Abba and Preach, when they start focusing on what it is that everybody else was saying around them, when they start, trying to defend themselves and going back and forth and start getting emotional about everything that everybody else was saying, when they start deep diving into all of that, that was the beginning of the downfall. When they could not pull themselves back out of it and recognize that we was making a mistake, we need to focus on the thing that's making us money. At the forefront of almost every single person that falls, it always comes as a result of you being immersed in something that you shouldn't be a part of, which is the beef. Everything else came afterwards. All of the reactions of what it is that they did that ultimately could or could not have got them demonetized or put them on the radar of other people came afterwards. It was the fact that they even engaged in the first place that then put them on this downward spiral that ultimately led to the demonetization of their platform. And somebody said, cap, people started beef with them. What part is the cap? People start beef with people all the time. That don't mean that I have to necessarily respond to you. Yeah, people started beef with them. So you think that I'm about to mess up my bag in order to go back and forth with you? Nah, you know what? I was about to go down that road. Nah, you know what? I did this before. Or nah, that don't necessarily result in the money. That's not going to play out for me long term. I don't have to necessarily come back and forth with you. He said they never started. I never said that they started beef. I said they engaged in the beef. And if I say they started it, then maybe I got my wording wrong. You cannot engage in the thing that is not going to generate the most money for you long term, or is not going to play out for you long term. I don't care. Listen, everybody is going to say something about you, and I keep telling people this all the time. You don't have to respond. You do not have to engage. You have to play. You have to play the game according to what's best for you, not what's best for them. If you see somebody talking about you, or you see they trying to get your attention and they doing like this, hey, I want your attention, That don't mean that I have to necessarily engage. That don't have that. Listen, at the end of the day, what's the most important thing? What's the most important thing? The most important thing is I need to make sure that I protect my business, not necessarily validate what you feel about me. I need to focus on what protects my business, what's going to be best for me and my family, instead of being focused on what it is that you say about me. I don't care about what you say about me. You bigging me up. You creating more visibility for me. You driving people over to my platform. I'm going to use this in order to benefit from it instead of letting my emotions then drive me down a path that allows me to respond to something that's not going to be conducive for what it is that I'm building for my platform. I'm never going to do the thing that is going to drive me into demonetizing my platform in order to validate how you feel about me. Ever. The minute that we stop getting emotional and let people putting us in their trick bag is the minute that we can then leverage how it is that we're able to use our platform in order to make the most money. I'm never, ever, not if I can control it, not if I can have people around me and say, Anton, you need to focus on the thing that makes the most sense. I'm not about to fumble my bag for you. I'm not about to fumble my bag for you. And see, this K Funmi guy is saying, I think they got, you don't know. You don't know. The fact of the matter is, creating this visibility for yourself by doing things that's not best for you, by engaging with people that don't have your best interest at heart, is not going to be beneficial to you. It's not look. Even if you don't necessarily like or agree with me, here's the fundamental issue. Protect the bag. Protect the bag. Because at the end of the day, nobody is going to care about you. Everybody's going to push you, rah. You know, man, you know how many videos I get a day about people sending me stuff that people are saying about me? Every day. I've literally created an economy. This is the Anton economy in which people are literally eating because they have the ability to be able to react to my videos. They should be thanking me. They should send me a Christmas gift. I've created an economy. There's other people that have done it also. They've created an economy for themselves based off of the fact that other people don't necessarily like them. Who cares? Is it affecting your bag? Is it slowing down your money? Is it preventing you from being able to get a bag? If not, then focus on doing the thing that's in the best interest of your child, your wife, your family, and then ultimately the people that's going to come after you. I have employees to protect. I can't be worrying about what everybody else is talking about. That don't affect me in real life. These people stay in the house. They're not outside. They dodging me. I'm from city to city, state to state. I don't see none of them, ever. Ever. Let's get into it. I want to get into the lead attorney's perspective and what it is that he had to say. Again, hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. Let's get into the show.
Saving children, right? That was great. But saving you guys is better.
And shout out to the lead attorney. Fresh was over there looking defeated. I kind of felt bad for Fresh. I ain't even gonna lie. I felt bad for Fresh. Because I know ultimately we may not necessarily agree with different people and stuff like that, but he seems like a nice guy. He seems like a decent enough guy. And again, different people, we try to remove the humanity from people because we don't necessarily care for them. But the reality is that I kind of felt bad for Fresh because he was like, I don't know. Let's continue.
Lead attorney here. People wanted me to react to this. Now, why is that? Fresh and Fit doesn't really care for me too much.
What do you guys think about the lead attorney?
No comment.
X.
Yep.
Hell no.
People want to know if I'm happy about what has happened to their channel. They want to know if I'm going to take a victory lap. Well, I am not happy, and this video will not be a victory lap. For those who don't know, Fresh and Fit's channel was just demonetized yesterday. Now, Abba from Abba and Preach had predicted this over a month ago.
You know, if you're proud of this, congratulations, brother. You played yourself. I don't think there's much to be said. I wouldn't be surprised if the YouTube channel gets deleted.
Everybody realized it was just a matter of time when you had that tall guy sitting there in the Ku Klux hood, even though it wasn't very surprising, being that he had made some racist commentary on his channel in the past. Racist commentary that I called out. So maybe it's me. Maybe you don't have a problem. Anybody in the chat have a problem with this Fresh and Fit guy insinuating
I'm gonna be reading Cash App shortly.
that Preach is an ape, a chimp. You know, there was this video on Reddit where this white guy, this racist guy, was calling this dude the N-word, and he was like, I was like, shit. He's for real. But I also want you to notice the visual, the way he's doing his arms like an ape. And I want you to notice a few points, and this is a short clip, guys. I want you to notice how he's doing his fucking hands. What really kind of took me over the edge is that there was a white girl in the back. And when he was doing, the white girl started laughing.
Your wife is probably ugly. I said it.
Yo.
Yeah, I think they crossed the line on a lot of different things. When they start talking about people's wives and all of this other type of stuff, I do think that they crossed the line on some things. However, I think that it's important also for us to be able to show grace. I think it's important for us to be able to show grace. I think that, of course, they crossed the line on some things, but we got to be able to show grace. All right, let's continue.
You gave her a ring pop and you licked her at your fucking wedding.
We should fly her up, bro.
Weirdo. Hey, yo.
We should fly her up.
Guaranteed. Flued out. Flued out. You make us the bride. This dumbass nigga. I love you. I love you. I love you. Make money. We help guys get in shape. We help men improve. What the fuck are you dumbass niggas doing now? Y'all be sweating in the fucking studio.
Laughing. Shout out to the white girl. But whatever, that's in the past. Last night they had a stream. It was just the two of them, the Fresh and Fit guys. No drunk women in halter tops and tattoos arguing back and forth, waiting to get kicked out of their apartment. And they called it a meeting. They called it an emergency meeting. They wanted to discuss the possible demise of their channel. They were somber in that meeting because they realized that their channel had just been demonetized. Now, if you're not a content creator, you do not know the pain of having your channel's ability to earn money taken away. These were two young, hardworking men making millions, and it's all gone. This pain is enormous. The tall one even cried.
Saving children, right?
The lead attorney is so petty. The lead attorney, shout out to my guy, the lead attorney. He called him the tall one. Now, see, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place, right? Because I'm trying to be objective and extend grace because I'm looking at it from the perspective of a content creator. But then at the same time, I also understand where certain people stand as far as their experience in dealing with them, because the lead attorney apparently have received a whole bunch of copyright strikes as a result of it. But he called him the tall one. Never get into an argument with a lawyer, all right? Never get in an argument with a lawyer. And I actually kicked it with the lead attorney in person. Lead attorney is like, he's like tall as fuck. I mean, I know I'm short, but good grief. Lead attorney is like, he's like a giant, man.
That was great. But saving you guys is better.
Why did they pan over to Fresh when Myron got up and walked out? Who is the cameraman and who's controlling the boards, and why did they send out? Jesus Christ!
Yeah, man, this is tough, bro.
He would not wish this pain on anyone. Well, that's a lie. See, the trauma that Fresh and Fit is feeling right now, they tried to make other content creators feel that same trauma, that same pain just last year. How did they do that, you ask? Well, Fresh and Fit hired a $2 attorney and a 7-cent paralegal.
Oh my God.
To spam out copyright strikes across all of the platform targeting certain content creators. Fresh and Fit wanted these content creators to lose their monetization. They wanted these content creators to lose their entire channel. They wanted me, the lead, to lose my channel. They wanted me to feel that pain that they're crying about today. They hired that $2 attorney, and that $2 attorney put 10 copyright strikes against me. Let's take
That's a lot of copyright strikes. I mean, it's one thing to send out one for a video that you think that people are using inappropriately and they not necessarily reacting to, but they actually just using it in order to profit from. And it's another thing to actually try to take somebody else's channel down. It's one thing to ask somebody to remove a video or to send out a warning in order to have people remove a video, or maybe you don't necessarily like a person or whatever like that. But it's another thing to send out 10 strikes to try to remove somebody's channel altogether. That's a lot. That's a lot. I think 3 get you taken down, right? Don't 3 get you taken down? Damn.
a look. This is what their attorney filed against me. Says, thank you for your submission. It is under review to ensure it's valid. Here is the information you filled out. Here we go. Copyright owner name, Fresh and Fit. Now, you only need 3 to lose your channel. And this guy
Okay, so there you go. You need 3 to lose your channel.
hit me with 10. Each one of those 10 was fraudulent and it was against YouTube's terms of service. Now, I rarely use Fresh and Fit's content. When I did, it was always under fair use. So imagine this $2 attorney tries to attack me. It could be true that I use their content, but I use their content 18 for 20 seconds. But listen, if I use your content for 20 seconds, you better believe I'm using it under fair use. I'm a goddamn attorney.
Oh, somebody said the lead attorney is low-key happy that they got demonetized. I don't believe that. I think that if you've ever met the lead attorney or if you've ever had a conversation with him, you know that he's a genuinely good person. He's a genuinely good person. He's a genuinely good dude, like in real life. And I don't believe that the lead attorney is happy that any content creator, considering the amount of work that he knows that goes into it, I don't believe that he's even remotely happy, because he understands the long-term view of how content creators are affected, and that we all basically, are in the same boat when it comes to the ability to be able to get to a bag. One thing that happens to one of us affects all of us as far as that long-term vision for what it is that we want for our platforms. And he knows how hard we work. I think that the lead attorney is being objective in how it is that he's had an experience with Fresh and Fit. So he's just detailing that. But I don't think that the lead attorney wants anybody to be able to lose their monetization. That's not who he is. You can't put that on him. The lead attorney is actually a good person in real life. Real talk.
Are you kidding me? Oh, but YouTube already knew that attorney was on some BS. We are concerned that some of the information in your takedown request may be fraudulent. Please understand that YouTube receives a large amount of fraudulent copyright takedown results. And we take this abuse of that process very seriously. YouTube sent me the entire email chain of the correspondence that the YouTube team had with Fresh and Fit's attorney and that 7-cent paralegal. Guys, when I woke up to this shit here, boy, I was on this shit on my phone like, oh my God. A nigga was scrolling. I was like, oh my God. The email chain showed that the YouTube team knew that those 10 copyright strikes against me were fraudulent. YouTube gave Fresh and Fit 7 days to apologize and retract each one of those 10 fraudulent copyright strikes against me. You may be able to avoid termination if you retract your takedown request. They said, take it back. If you want to avoid termination of your channel, take this shit back. Take this bullshit back where it came from. YouTube warned Fresh and Fit that if they did not retract those fraudulent claims against me, their entire account would be terminated. They even explain how to do it. They're like, listen, paralegal, if you don't know.
Jesus Christ. Again, but see, you got to be able to separate it, right? Because the lead attorney is just basically detailing exactly what his experience was going back and forth with them versus actually wanting for them to actually lose their YouTube channel. I don't believe that the lead attorney wanted them to lose their channel or that he actually wanted them to lose their monetization. I don't believe it because I know him in real life. I don't believe it at all. I think that he's actually genuinely objective in his take from it, and he's just detailing what his experience is. But let's continue to see what he says.
Know how to do it. Please reply to this email with, quote, I hereby retract.
And y'all also have to understand that as content creators, we're not just presenting information, okay? We're actually entertaining the audience on top of it, right? So if the lead attorney cracks a joke here and there, or he says, hey, $7 attorney or 2 cents paralegal, it's not that he's necessarily downgrading what the attorney's ability is. It's that he's entertaining his audience by saying, hey, don't F with me, or hey, don't play with me. I'm not the one to play with. I'm on top of it, right? Young boy said, you biased. Maybe I am a little biased. But how biased can I be if I'm actually one of the few content creators that's advocating for Fresh and Fit to get their monetization back? I don't watch Fresh and Fit. They not up my alley. You'll see a video that drops today that I actually recorded yesterday. It's going to drop tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, in which I'm saying that we need to rally behind them to be able to get their monetization back. Hopefully they learn a lesson in order to be able to do things differently. They young, they, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm saying that if they get a bag and they become successful, it paves the way for other people, similar to how it is that Cameron and Mace did as far as leveraging and using Underdog Fantasy in order to get that alleged $30 million. How can I be biased when I'm saying that I know him in real life, I know who he is, but then at the same time, I also am advocating for us as content creators as a whole, because what happens to one of us affects all of our bag and our ability to be able to get money long term. How am I biased? I want everybody to win. When Fresh and Fit get a bag, that don't affect me. That actually helps me, because then I can use some of the blueprint of how it is that they was able to do it in order to get a bigger bag on top of it. Why would I be biased against them? I don't want Fresh and Fit to lose their monetization. I don't believe the lead attorney wants them to lose their monetization. I think that he's just detailing what his experience is.
My bullshit claim. They didn't say bullshit. Of copyright infringement, period. The YouTube team. So what happened? Well, the attorney apologized, retracted each one of those claims, and YouTube allowed their channel to stay up. Think about it. Fresh and Fit hired that $2 attorney to take my channel down, and now look at their situation. Look what they are in tears about today. Now, is this karma? What it's not is a time to celebrate. I have no ill will, no bad blood with Fresh and Fit. I haven't talked.
He literally said it out of his mouth. He said he has no ill will and no bad blood towards Fresh and Fit. No ill will and no bad blood with Fresh and Fit. I take people at what it is that they say, and why would I take it any differently?
about them on my channel in well over a year. I wish these brothers well. The reason that I'm making this video is to underscore the importance of what has just happened. Most of you don't make YouTube videos. Only a content creator can know the particular pain that you suffer when your channel is under attack. Last night on their channel, Fresh and Fit hosted what they termed an emergency meeting. We should not forget though that last year on my channel, I hosted an emergency meeting. Now, it did not start out that way. I had just turned on my camera and started talking about Fresh and Fit's $2 attorney's attack against me and my channel. But as I started explaining what was happening to me, other content creators started filing into the stream. Big dogs on the YouTube platform, some of the greatest. And we all started talking about how Fresh and Fit was attacking content creators on the platform.
Let me fast forward it a little bit because I know that it's a bunch of content creators that was on there. Yeah. Poor Man's Podcast, Abba, Spencer Cornelia. I forgot what these other guys are over here, but I forgot what their name is. But I know that all of those guys was on there. And they was having a conversation about that. I actually was watching that. I might have even commented in the chat for this live stream that they was doing. But yeah, I was watching it and I was having a conversation or whatever, so on and so forth, because I didn't necessarily agree with all of the beef and all of the issues and stuff that was going on. But I'm going to fast forward past that part because, you know, if you want to watch it, then go over to Lead Attorney's live stream and watch that. But I want to get to the crux of what it is that he says.
I guess you noticed Playback got it, and so that triggered you to make the video.
Even the late, great Kevin Samuels came up and talked about his views on people abusing the copyright system.
This isn't coming in as fair use. This is coming in as we don't like what people are saying, and this is that. And that's a dangerous game.
Kev used to say he doesn't mind if people use his content. He just didn't want people to use his content before he got a chance to use it. So when he would live stream on Instagram, people would screen record his live stream and then they would hurry up and post it before he can use it on his own channel. And so Kevin Samuels often at times did not necessarily like that, and he would complain about that a little bit, and he would ask people not to post the content before he posted his own content. But it's a tricky game. It is very, very tricky. As far as people using content or whatever, so on and so forth. But if you reacted to it authentically and you don't have any ill will about it, then I think that it generally falls under fair use. But let's continue.
Because even if you're right on the particular element of one or two videos, when it's done like this, you can tend to be wrong on the bigger parts. Like from what I understand, lots of creators woke up with several different strikes.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's just a better way of approaching it. But I think it's going to be interesting because even though I have my personal opinions on it, I think there'll be a discussion about this greater in YouTube. But at the end of the day, trying to get anybody's channel taken down simply because you don't like what they're saying, in my opinion, is counterproductive.
I agree with that. And of course I 100% agree with that because I don't want Fresh and Fit's channel taken down. I don't want their channel to be demonetized. I think that to try to get an entire channel taken down by sending out 10 copyright strikes when you know that it only takes 3 in order for you to get your channel removed, which I will give you a little bit of insight. So when you are a little bit bigger of a content creator, or when you have a certain type of platform, or when you have a platform that have so many certain subscribers or visibility, YouTube does not automatically issue a copyright strike when you send it to when somebody sends it to you, right? They send you a whole process for you to be able to review and all of this other type of stuff. But when they know that you authentically create great content and they not that, then it's going to be very, very hard for you to be able to get that off. So I don't even know why they thought that was going to make sense in the first place. But let me continue.
So many content creators came up in that meeting to talk about what Fresh and Fit was doing. And then there were even other content creators that were in the chat. The OG O'Shea Duke Jackson was in the chat commenting. Shout out to Sinful the P. Rest in peace. He was giving his perspective in the chat. My brother Pocket Watching with JT was there. And
shout out to Pocket Watching with JT is in the building.
Anton Daniels was in the chat. So many.
I was in the chat. I did check it out.
Other YouTubers were in the chat as well. opining on this situation. Now, that was an emergency meeting. It was an emergency meeting about two young men who were attacking content creators across the platform. The upshot is that Fresh and Fit was trying to make content creators go through the same trauma last year that Fresh and Fit is going through today. Again, this is not good. We content creators are a particular group, and we can all be victims of demonetization. This is not a celebratory time. Now, is it fair? Is it karma? Put down in the comments section what
I think that the lead attorney gave a balanced perspective and a balanced view, objectively, of what he's seen this to be. I think he gave a very, very balanced perspective and view, and that he does not want this to happen to anybody because it can happen to anybody. But at the same time, he's expressing his sentiment in that, is this karma? Is this something that they actually got back as a result of what it is that they tried to do to other people? That's for you guys to decide. I think that we better together, and maybe it's just because I'm in this kumbaya moment. Maybe it's just because I'm just getting back from Tokyo and I got a different perspective, and I just want everybody to be able to get along and make great content and react to each other and have opposing views, and to disagree and then to agree and to highlight and celebrate. But I think that ultimately, for me, it just comes back to the bag. For me, it always comes back to the money. I've always said from day one, I don't want anybody to ever lose their job. I don't believe in doxing. I don't want anybody to be able to lose their platform. To be held accountable is one thing, but then to lose your bag as a result of it, I never want that to happen to anybody. I never want that to happen to anybody. So it's a lot of learned lessons that we can extract from this. And again, you're talking about a person that don't even care about Fresh and Fit, as far as me not caring about their content. I'm not their target audience. I don't have a dog in the fight at all. I never got a copyright notice as a result of dealing with Fresh and Fit. So, it is what it is. But at the same time, I don't know, man. I don't know. I know it's polarizing. I know that people are on one side or the other side, but I just try to be as objective as possible.